Hema, you have an assignment Tuesday, and it's going to be a long day for you, and that is covering all these hearings, public hearings, concerning our region's applications for casino gaming. Talk to me a little bit about how this day looks like it's going to unfold.
Well, it's going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to continue until 8 at night. So it's going to be a marathon session. Opponents and proponents of all the 9 casinos will be there, and it will not be divided by each project. So it's kind of like a free-for-all. So people can come through the day and talk. About every hour, there are going to be 5 speakers that will have reserved their space to speak in advance, and each of them will be given 5 minutes to speak. And then at the end of the hour, the rest of the hour, well, people like first come, first serve, they can sign in and they can speak. So it's going to be a long day.
So if someone could show up at 9 o'clock to speak to the Neville application, and then right after that, the board could hear from someone speaking to the Concord application, or one of those. So that's really how it's going to be, kind of almost a random kind of a thing.
Yes. So it's not like there are 9 projects and an hour is reserved for each one of them. Anyone can come at any time and speak about any project, assuming that there's enough time for all of them to speak. So yes.
Now, I'm wondering how this is all going to play out in terms of whether the developers will be packing the hearing room with their supporters, or that I'm sure is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out for you.
Yes, I mean, that's possible. I don't know. I know that in Sullivan County, the county itself is providing transportation to bring people to Poughkeepsie so that they can speak. I've also heard from Sterling Forest Partnership, an environmental group that is opposed to the project in Tuxedo. They're not providing transportation, but I'm told they will be carpooling and bringing opponents there. I haven't heard from any developers specifically saying that they will be bringing people there or steering them there, but I'm assuming that because there is a lot of support for projects, at least within the business community and the general public as well, because of the job opportunities and other things, so there may be some private efforts to get people, to carpool, or maybe even transportation to bring them there to speak.
There will be a lot of people who will question how important, how much of an impact what is going to be said at these public hearings will ultimately have on the decision-making process. Will it boil down to crunching numbers, economic need, all those other factors? The question will obviously remain, will people that speak be able to in some way sway someone's opinion on the board?
Well, I'm sure they hope so. I have no idea as to what exactly will have an impact on the commission. They haven't said, but I'm sure the public hearings and the presentations will have some effect. My understanding is that the most of what will have an effect is the actual applications that the developers presented to the Gaming Commission, which outlines everything in detail and that has the nitty-gritty of what the project will be about, what the support is within the community, etc. I think that will have the most impact on the Gaming Commission. And then, of course, other things like, whether the taxes and the income that these projects will create for the state, whether that is going to weigh in more, or whether economic development will weigh in more. And that is the basic thing, I think, that the Gaming Commission will be looking at. And that's what the head of the Gaming Commission, Kevin Law, actually said when the presentations were made, that they will be weighing these 2 factors, but he gave no indication of which will actually weigh more than the other.
Would it surprise you if they delayed a decision on this until, say, after Election Day?
Well, most politicians that you speak to, they have been saying that this will be delayed until after the elections. But when we spoke to the Gaming Commission, the head of the Gaming Commission, like a couple of weeks ago, he said that the decision will be out by mid-October to the end of October. But he gave himself an out. He said they're not going to hold themselves to any tight deadline. And if they feel that it requires a little bit more time, then they may delay it until November. So it's anyone's guess. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be very interesting, and I think there's a lot of public interest in this. They have 5 slots reserved at the beginning of every hour for people who have signed in advance, and all the slots are taken. So if any individual wants to comment, they'll just have to try their luck and see if they've given an opportunity. The Gaming Commission is also accepting written comments, so for people who are not able to talk at that time. And they've set very clear standards about what people can say, what people cannot say. If people are told if they make any accusations about, or if there's unruliness, those people will be not allowed to speak. So they're trying to organize this as best as possible so that as many people can speak their mind in a nice manner. This is the last time the public will be able to make a comment, but it's possible that they will continue reading the public comments, people who send it written notes about it.